Hello everyone, and welcome you all to this big tutorial where I want to show you how to create a car dealership website from scratch. If you are a private seller or you want to create a platform and let other dealers add their vehicles to your website, or if you sell boats or even aircrafts and at the same time you have zero coding skills, this video is just for you. By the end of the tutorial, you will be able to create a website with this kind of beautiful looking homepage, powerful inventory with search filters, and much more handy features for dealership services. I encourage you to make a cup of tea or coffee, relax, and just follow my steps. We are starting on a fresh WordPress backend. No extra themes or plugins installed. Completely clean and ready to go. First, we'll install the free version of the Motors plugin. You can do it by following plugins, add new, search for the Motors. So this is the plugin we wanted by StyleMeek Themes. Install and activate it. Even with the free version, you already have access to powerful features for creating a car dealership platform like customizable listings, user management, and more. However, to unlock the full potential of the Motors plugin, including advanced monetization options, premium skins, and Pro Addons, you will need the Pro version. We have already created a detailed video on how to activate the Pro version of Motors plugin. To learn more, please refer to that video in the corner or check the video description. So after the activation of the free Motors plugin, the first thing that you will see is the Motors setup wizard. It helps you configure the Motors plugin quickly and efficiently. The wizard is optional, taking only a few minutes, and can be accessed again anytime to adjust the settings. Now let me go ahead and start the plugin setup. In the first step, you will be allowed to add custom fields to your platform. But first, let's understand what is the custom fields. Custom fields, or listing categories, are the essential features of the Motors plugin, designed to organize and display the specific information about vehicles. It can be any characteristics of the vehicle that is classified. I will give you an example to make it clear. Your car has different features which makes it special. It can be a car model, MPG, condition, make, and etc. All of these things can be a custom fields, and these custom fields includes several options or custom field options inside. Let's assume if your custom field is make, its options could be BMW, Ford, Chevrolet, Toyota, and etc. Similarly, if the custom field is transmission, its options might be manual or automatic. I think now it's understandable. We will see the custom field settings in detail later in this video. We have the whole tab about it. And one of the beneficial aspects of the Motors plugin is that it comes with the predefined popular custom fields. Now let me show you how to fill out these fields as an example of transmission. To the singular name, I'm going to write down transmission, and plural name will be transmissions. You can use the question mark to get a hint. For instance, to the field type we have drop-down select and number options. As you can see, drop-down accepts both text and numbers as custom field options, and number is for numerical values only. You can also use the preview buttons to see how it look on the front end. When it comes to icons, we have thousands of font awesome icons, and we also have Motors pack. So let me just pick up this icon. I think it suits for the transmission best. And there is also an availability to add your own custom new icon pack. Just click on that button and it will bring you to the necessary page. So let me choose it. You can also enable to show this custom field in the search filter. So let me enable the toggle. And when it comes to options, I think for the transmission we have only two of them. Manual transmission and automatic. Once you have finished it, you can click on the save button, but as I said before, Motors plugin comes with the predefined popular custom fields, and transmission is one of them. If I click on save, it gives me a warning. Select name is already in use, which means we have already transmission custom field. Let me just create a new custom field with test0 name. So the plural name will be test zeros. And when it comes to manage options, I'm gonna write down test 1, test 2, and let me change the icon. Okay, let me just pick up that one, random icon. And once I click on save, you can see test 0 field has been added successfully. Now let me go to the next step. In the second step, we're going to configure some basic settings of the search results page of our website. What is the search results page basically? So this is one of the most important pages of our dealership platform or any dealership platform. Sometimes it's also called inventory. This is the page that users will come and use the sorting, filtering, searching options to find out the vehicle they need. So let's get started. And the first setting is about choosing the filter bar position. We have left and right options. I prefer to put the filter bar to the left side. And the second one is default desktop view for the listings page. We have two layout modes, grid and list. I prefer grid one. So I want to mention that this is just a default view. Users can choose what kind of layouts they want just in their page. So it's just a default view. So the next one is compare button. Let me enable it. What is the compare button? So in the inventory page, there will be tiny buttons that adds the vehicle selected to the compare page. In the compare page, you can compare 2 or more vehicles and choose the best one that suits your needs. So the next one is add to favorites button. What does it do? When hovering over the listing image, users will have the option to save the listing to their favorites so that later he or she can access this listing again. So the next section is about setting up the currency settings. Just write down the currency name that you want to use in your website, the currency symbol, like in this example, and the currency position against the price and decimal and thousand separator. Note that in our plugin settings there will be multiple currency feature as well, so you can sell the vehicles not only, let's say, in US dollars but in euros, what kind of currency you like. We have special converter options, so we're going to talk about them later. The last option is image sliding and hover. By the way, all of the settings have preview buttons which you can just hover on it and see how it looks on the front. But this feature is available only in the Pro version. As I said, now we are in the Motors Setup Wizard for the free plugin. After this Motors Wizard, I'm gonna install the Pro version of the plugin on my website as well, but now I am following with the same steps with you guys. I'm just in the free version of the plugin. As I said, I have made another video on how to activate the Pro version of the Motors plugin. I'm gonna put the link to that video to the video description. Just go ahead and watch it now. I will just skip it. So basically what this setting does is, if we have several pictures for the listing, once you hover over the listing, let's say if you just go to from left to right, the image is gonna change. So this is what it does. Okay, let me go to the next step. Basically here you can configure the general user management settings, like you can enable the new user registration, you can enable the email confirmation. Once it is enabled, the confirmation message will be sent to the email of the user, so after clicking on that verification link, he will be registered on your website. But to make this feature work, you have to set up SMTP settings on your website. The next one is free listing submission, so you can let other users to add to publish their listings on your website, and you can also put the free listing publication limit there. Let's say if there is 10, so as a new user I can add 10 listings on your website. So it is one of the great ways to improve the engagement on your website. And you can also set some limits to the images in the listings. Let me just set at 10 as well. User cannot add more than 10 images of the car, let's say. And there is also listing pre-moderation, which I want to enable. Once the user submits the listing, the admin will be notified, and only after the admin's approval, the listing will be published on the website. So this is a cool feature. I'm gonna enable it, and let me move to the next step. Next step is about Motors skins. So Motors free plugin comes with the Motors free starter theme, and we also have some premium templates which we call Motors skins. Now let me exit the full screen mode, and if I open the front end of my website, like I'm gonna copy only that part of the URL, and I will paste it to the new tab. You can see how my website looks now. So this is the front end of my website. You can see I have installed all the 2025 default WordPress theme. This is how my website looks now. So let me go ahead and install the Motors Starter theme. Be patient and do not close the tab until you get success message. So we have installed the Motors Starter theme. Let me go to the next step. In the fifth step, we have to install the required plugins to get the best look of our website. First of all, we have to install the Elementor page builder. It is required for the theme. We have a lot of Elementor widgets and Motors plugin, so you can customize any page according to your needs using that page builder. And we also need Elementor header and footer builder because the header and footer parts of the website will be built on this plugin. And we also need Contact Form 7 plugin, the most popular plugin to manage contact forms in WordPress. All of them are free plugins, so let me go ahead and install them. During the plugin installation process, please do not close the tab and wait patiently for the success message. If you close the tab accidentally during the plugin installation, it may result your WordPress to move into the maintenance mode, which is not so convenient. That's why proceed with caution. Now let me go to the next step. In the sixth step, we have to select the listing details page. Sometimes it's also called single listing page. This is the main web page that all of the car information, all of the listing information will be displayed. So we have different looks for them, but only classic version is available for the free version of the plugin. As I said, now I'm on the free version, but after the setup wizard, I'm gonna activate the pro version, so the other layouts of the listing details page will be unlocked for me. So now I'm gonna continue with the classic one. And in the seventh step, we have to complete the importing demo content. After this step, our website gets predefined custom fields, sample listings, and Motors plugin will generate the core pages of the car dealership platform, like listings page, compare page, profile page, and listing creation page. So good job. And we are done. You're ready to go. We have successfully completed the Motors setup wizard. We set up the very general and basic settings of the plugin. Now what I want to do to see my website, I saved this tab, I didn't close it just to show you the difference. So this was our WordPress website. And if I click on view your website button, it will bring me to the front of my website, which is this one. You can see this is our home page. So these are the custom fields. You can browse by make and by body, new used cars. So they are the sample listings, demo import. So see how it is great. And we also have the inventory page where you can search for the vehicles you need. And we have profile. So this is our result after the simple Motors setup wizard. And this was our website. So if I refresh, the same result I can get. Great, let me go back to the backend and we will continue our discussion. Okay, great. Now I have activated the pro version of the Motors, which means I've unlocked all of the premium features and availabilities of the plugin. Before dipping into the plugin and its preferences, first, let me introduce the interface that we will use in that video. So the page that you are seeing is the backend of our website. On the left side, you can see a sidebar consisting different menus and the plugins installed on our WordPress. In this video, I will call it as WordPress dashboard. So whenever I say WordPress dashboard, you have to immediately assume about this sidebar. It has different WordPress settings and tools, which are easy to follow and configure. And we also have now 4 different plugins: Motors, Contact Forms, Elementor, and Elementor header and footer builder plugins, which help us to construct our website. Do you believe if I tell you we have already completed the 50% of our job once we completed the Motors setup wizard? Okay, believe me, it's correct. All we have to do is just learn about the Motors plugin now. So let me open it. Just click on the Motors plugin and you can see the expanded menu of the plugin. It has been organized into 2 parts. On top, we can mainly see the listing management and its settings, and additionally Pro Addons. On the bottom part, mainly we see the core settings of the plugin and license management. Before learning the customization of the website and dipping into the core plugin settings, I highly encourage you to understand the concept of listing management. So listing, another term that I use a lot in that video. So whenever in this video I say listing, you have to immediately assume about an advertisement or a page about the vehicle and its information. A vehicle can be a car, motorcycle, boat, or even an aeroplane. But as I said before, we took cars as an example because they are pretty popular. So let's go back to the listing management. Logically, we can divide the listing management into two parts: listings and custom fields. Let's start with custom fields because without custom fields, listing management is nothing, and now you have the solid knowledge about custom fields because we have already talked about it. So follow the WordPress dashboard Motors plugin and open the custom fields. And on this page, we will manage the custom fields. On the left side, you can see the list of custom fields on our website. You can use the page navigation button to see another listings. As you see, there is a test 0 custom field which we have added during the motor setup wizard. You can also expand the page to 20 items per page, or 30, or all. Let's display all. On the right side, there will be displayed custom field details. I have not selected any custom field yet, that's why there is only Add New Field button. You can use one of these Add New Field buttons to create a new custom field. Now, let's talk about custom field details. First of all, you have to select any custom field, and on the right side, its details will be opened. We can see it has also been organized into 3 sections: General, Display Settings, and Filter Settings. We will see each of them one by one with real case examples. Now we are modifying the condition custom field. What kind of car conditions do you know? It may be used, it may be certified used, or even it may be a new car. Let's start by General. We have already seen most of the settings in the General section during the motor setup wizard, like singular name, plural name, field type, and icon. If you don't understand any of the settings, you can use the question marks to get a hint. For instance, Slack is a URL-friendly name, usually lowercase with letters, numbers, and hyphens. So basically, Slack is a part of the URL that keeps it organized. Select a parent field. So this is a very cool feature, and it creates a relationship between different custom fields. As it is pretty complicated feature, I will explain it at the end of this General, Display Settings, and Filter Settings custom field details. So the next one is a field type. As I said before, we have 2 options: drop-down select and number. In the drop-down select, custom fields will have predefined options. For instance, if I click on the Manage Options button, there will be opened a list of the options included in that particular custom field. For instance, for the condition custom field, we have certified used, new, used, and used custom field options. You can use the form on the left side to add a new conditions. For instance, I'm gonna write down a new option, sample condition, and Slack will be sample condition. By the way, one new term for you: custom field options are called taxonomies at the same time. So if there will be any text about taxonomies, you have to assume about custom field options. So in this dropdown, you can set another taxonomy as a parent for that one to create an hierarchy. To the description, you can write down anything and it will be displayed only to you. You can use this field as just taking a notes and it will not be displayed on your website. If I click on the Add New Condition button, new condition will be added. Great. Now let me go back to the custom fields. And another field type is number. So in the number field type, you can give some predefined options, or you can display this custom field as a slider, especially in the search filters. For instance, on the left side, you can see we have mileage and fuel consumption, price, and fuel economy custom fields which have a number field type. If you select number as a field type, there will be opened a new section that lets you enter the field unit, and if you use this toggle, it will add a separator between the number and the field unit. You can display this field in tabs and filters with a drop-down with range. If I choose the slider range option, there will appear a couple of settings. Of course, they are optional, but you can indicate the step size in the slider and enable the show inputs. Okay, I will not change it. I will keep it as drop-down select. So if you enable the make required button, if other users of your website will add a vehicle, a new listing to your website, they have to choose some option to that particular custom field, so they cannot leave this field as blank. I'm gonna open the display settings now. So basically display settings mainly is about displaying this custom field in search results page, or in other words, inventory. If you remember, inventory is a page that users will use to find out the vehicle on your website using the searching, filtering, and sorting options. You can use the preview buttons to see how this setting will look on your website. For instance, show on a grid view enables to show this custom field on the grid view of the inventory page. In our preview example, you can see use it 700 miles and automatic is being displayed. Basically, these are the custom field options, and their custom fields are condition, mileage, and transmission. So the next one is kind of same, but it's for the list view. Here you can see body, transmission, engine, and field type custom fields are being displayed in the list view of the inventory. Okay, let's move the next one. Show on listing page. If you enable this setting, this particular custom field will be displayed in the single listing page. So the last one is show in admin column table. We have a special listings tab on our WordPress dashboard. Here you can see. Here will be displayed all of the listings on our website. And if you enable this setting, there will be added a special column about this particular custom field. So this was about display settings. And the last one, and the most important one, is the filter settings. So one of the main reasons that we use the custom fields is to classify the vehicles. And classifying will help us to sort and filter them. The first dropdown will give us an availability to sort the custom field options or taxonomies in the following orders. We have count low to high, count high to low, name A to Z, and name Z to A. The next one is multiple filter select. If you enable this option, it will let you to choose different options of the custom field at the same time. If you disable it, user can only choose one custom field option in the search filter. The next one, show in filters. So this is the important setting, because if you disable this setting, entire filter settings does not work, because literally this custom field will not be displayed in search filters. Okay, the next one, show as block with links. You can use the preview button to see how it looks. Basically, it will show the custom field as a block with different links, and links will be custom field options. The next one, show in generated filter title. So we will talk about this feature again once we see the Motors plugin settings, so the core plugin settings. Basically what it does, there is an availability in Motors to generate a listing title based on the custom fields. If you enable this setting, this custom field will also be used in that feature. Okay, the next one, show as checkboxes in the inventory filter. What it does, it shows the custom field options or taxonomies of this particular custom field as checkboxes in the search filter. Now it concludes our custom field details. And as I promised, let's go back to the select a parent field option. As I said, it creates a relationship between fields. For instance, let's take an example of make and model custom fields. I will tell you different cars. For example, Tesla Model X, Mercedes-Benz G-Class, Toyota Camry. Now I have stated 3 different cars, and all of them belong to different car manufacturers or makes, but we have separate custom fields for them, for their make and model. For instance, only Mercedes have G-Class model, and only Toyota has Camry model, or only Tesla has Model X and Model Y models. You see, somehow the taxonomies of the model custom field and make has a relationship. So in the search filters, if I select Toyota, there should not be G-Class or Model X. There should be Camry as a model. To solve this problem, let me open model. I'm gonna leave without saving. I have to select make as a parent field. And if I go to the manage options of the model, here you can see one additional setting. Choose a parent taxonomy. If I scroll down the list, you can see only there is a list of makes on our website. For instance, I'm gonna create a new model. It will be G-Class, and Slug will be also G-Class. And when it comes to parent taxonomy, I'm gonna select Mercedes-Benz. If I select G-Class, only Mercedes-Benz make will be displayed, but in very rare cases, same model can be used by different makes. In that cases, you can just press the Control button on your keyboard and select multiple makes or multiple taxonomies. So for now, Mercedes-Benz is okay, and if I click Add New Model, here you can see item added. One more example, just to give you a solid knowledge. I'm gonna leave without saving and open test 0 fields. And I'm gonna create a new custom field, so add new fields. I'm gonna leave without saving. Singular name will be test, plural name will be tests, and slug will be also tests, and parent fields will be test 0. I'm gonna save it. Okay, got it. If I go to manage options, here you can see as a parent taxonomy, there is being displayed only test 1 and test 2. For your information, test 1 and test 2 are the custom field options of the test 0 custom field, which is our parent field. If I change it to condition and save it, I'm gonna refresh it, and here you can see we have taxonomies of the condition custom field. Now I think you understand it. To delete a custom field, just click on it and click on the delete button and confirm the deletion, and it will be deleted from the list. We can change the custom field orders by using dragging and dropping like this, but let me not touch it. Great, now let's move to the next part of the listings management, which is a listings page. So on this page, all of the listings that you have on your website will be displayed. There you can add new items or modify the existing listings or even delete the listings on your website. If you hover over the listing, you can see edit, quick edit, trash and view buttons. What it says, edit will open the advanced modifying page of the listing, and by quick editing you are able to change the title, slug and the status of the listing, and by clicking on the trash button you will move the listing to the trash tab, and there you can permanently delete the listing from your website, so it will be deleted forever. Now what I will do, I'm gonna create a new listing and show you how it works. So this is a default interface that we add a new item on our website as an administrator. For other users on our website, it will be done in the front end, but the core and settings are completely same. So I'm gonna start adding a new listing by giving a name to it. Let me call the listing Chevrolet Malibu 2024, let's say. Great, after giving a name to it, you can see a permalink of the particular listing, which you can click on and see the listing preview in a live mode. If you are not okay with the link, you can click on the edit button and change the last part of it, but let's say now I'm okay with it. The next part that we deal with is this description field. Basically, here you can paste any kind of note or description for the listing that you want to provide to users. The description text you provided here will be displayed on the seller's note section of the single listing page. We have two modes for this text editor. The first one is visual, the second one is code. Let me just paste lorem ipsum text for the visual editor. As you can see, you can play with the paragraph size, change the bold, italic and other formatted settings, change the alignment, and if you need even more tools, you can expand, toggle the tools. Let's say I'm gonna make this one is bold, and I can also create an ordered list like this. And so on. If you want to provide HTML version of the text, you can move to the code version and paste your code here. So this is for more advanced users who has a knowledge of HTML. And let me go down, and here is the listing manager. This part is the most important part when we create listing, and it has 6 different tabs which will see each of them one by one. Let's start with the options. So in the options tab, we can see the custom fields on our website. So let's start filling them out, starting from conditions and add to features. By the way, we have also tests there, which we have added if you remember. Let me start adding one by one. So basically I have completed the options fields according to my needs. So let me go to the price tab. So now let's talk about the price tab. Basically you can manage all of the vehicles pricing right in this tab. I'm gonna see each of the settings one by one. So the regular price, you can write down just a regular price of the vehicle. Use the preview button to see how it look. For instance, I'm gonna write down $25,000, and to the regular price label, you can write down something like our price or suggested price or buy for. I'm gonna write down just regular price. Let me copy this and paste it. To the regular price description, you can write down some text like included taxes and checkup, just to illustrate the price of the vehicle more. And here comes the sale price. If you indicate the sale price of the vehicle, regular price description will be omitted, and instead of it, instant savings label will be displayed. Sale price usually will be lower than regular price. It was 25,000, but I will give it for 24,000. And to the sale price label, you can write any text that encourage your user to buy it. So in the preview, there is written MSRP. MSRP stands for Manufacturer Suggested Retail Price. In the short form, I'm gonna write down it as well. And to the instant savings label, you can write something that will illustrate the difference between sale price and the regular price. For instance, save $1,000. In the preview, you can see instant savings $10,000. Okay, I will do the same in that case. Instant savings $1,000. And the last option, actually it ignores all of the settings that we added before, I mean pricing settings. It will add a request price option and hides the price of the vehicle. If the user clicks on the request price button, there will be opened a request price form where the user will be asked to provide some details and contact info, and the owner of the vehicle will be notified via email, and you can reach out that particular user to talk about the price of the vehicle. You can write down the request a price button label here. Great, I'm gonna turn it off. And let me move to the next part, which is extra features. In this tab, you can select some additional features of the vehicle that creates comfort to it. For instance, it has been organized in the 6 categories. It comes with a plugin and it's also a part of the demo import. Just put tags to them and they will be displayed like this on the website. I want you to understand, extra features are not the custom fields. They are less significant things than custom fields, and they are not used in a classification. So I will select like this. If you want to add new list and new extra features here, just refer to that button and it will bring you to the listing page details section, and you can find features list tab there. Here you can see the features list. Here you can create a new list and add features to that list. But we will talk about it later once we see listing page details tab in our dashboard. Now let me continue to images and videos. So here you can attach images and videos to the listing. To add images, just click on the add image button and pick images from the media library or upload them from here. Now I have already uploaded Chevrolet Malibu images. I will select them. If you want to remove image, click on that button and you can use the remove images button to delete all of the pictures attached to that listing. You can use dragging and dropping feature to change the featured image. Featured image is a picture that will be displayed first. And to the gallery video field, you have to paste the embed video URL from YouTube, like this. And there is also an availability to attach a video preview image by clicking add image button from here, but I don't want it. You can add more than one videos. Click on that button to add more, but I don't want. One is enough. So let's move to the next one. The next one is location. Here you can add an address and the location that your clients will use to find you and this vehicle. For instance, to the address, we can write down something like this. And to the latitude and longitude, there are several websites like latlong.net where you can get the latitude and longitude of the particular location. This is a part of the Google Maps integration feature. To use it, we have to set Google Map credentials in the plugin settings, which we will talk a little bit later. For now, we're gonna just write it down like this. And in the other details, we have different interesting settings. For instance, you can write down the vehicle identification number and the stock number. It will be displayed like this. And the manufacturer date, for instance, I will go to 2024 and let's say it will be 1st of September. And city fuel efficiency, which is city MPG, I'm gonna write down, let's say 10. And highway fuel efficiency, let's say it will be 8. And you can also attach some certificate that your listing have. And it will be displayed in different parts of your website. It will be displayed in the search results page. It will be displayed in a single listing page, like this. And the logo itself will be displayed like this. I'm gonna write down, let's say, auto check, certificate verification link, and attach the image of that particular certificate. Let's say like this. You can add 2 certificates to one listing. Let me add another one. And the last one is vehicle info PDF. So you can attach any document that has your vehicle's information and characteristics. For instance, like this PDF. And in the top right corner, we have a bunch of settings. You can see the status of the listing. Now it's draft, and visibility, it's public. By the way, you can make any listing hidden by just making it private, and it will be displayed only to you. Status also can be pending review. Pending review listings also will not be displayed on your website. You can see the preview of the listing or save it as draft and click on the publish button to publish it. You can see the total views of the listing and phone views. Phone view will be managed on the profile settings. You can use the reset counter button to make them 0. If you want, select the author and mark the listing as featured. So featured listings will be displayed on the top part of the inventory settings. We're gonna talk about them a little bit later, or you can mark this listing as sold. Basically, you can just remove the listing as well from your website, but marking as sold will help you to increase the number of listings on your website artificially. Great, now I will publish it, and let's go ahead and see it by following this link. So this is the listing that we have created. Images, custom fields, features, and seller notes. Great. We will talk about how to style and customize the appearance of the single listing page, which is this page, after some time, do not worry. If you are tired from the backend side and some complicated settings, now it's a time to enjoy and relax, because now we are on the front end of our website, and there I will show you how user registrates on your website, how it deals with the listings, and I will show the other front-end related user flows. Great, now I'm on the home page and I'm not registered on the website. I'm exploring the website by the eye of the non-registered user. Non-registered users also free to use the searching, and on the homepage quick search options, like I can browse listings by make, by body, and I also use the other quick search that I set on the homepage. Like you can see, if I click on the any listing, I can go to the single listing page and see the listing characteristics, so no registration required. I can easily get the number of the seller and contact or message him, and I can also schedule a test drive without being registered. I can go ahead and fill out the form and choose the convenient time for me, so it's totally fine not to be registered doing these actions. However, being registered gives me an edge to add my items to this website. To do it, I can go ahead and browse the profile and provide my login or email, then password to log in my existing account. But in case if you don't have an account, you can go ahead and click on the sign up button and it will bring you to the authorization page. Users can provide their first name, last name, phone number, email, login and password, and they can do the sign up. There is also sign up as a dealer option. You can control the signing up as a dealer feature on the plugin settings, which we'll cover in the next section of our video. There is also an availability to do the sign in and sign up with existing accounts on Google and Facebook. This is a part of the social login add-on, which we'll cover as well later in that video. Now I'm gonna log in my existing account. As you can see, after signing in, I will be redirected to the profile page. So this is the profile. You can access it by clicking on the profile button as well. It has been organized into 4 tabs: My Listings, My Favorites, Profile Settings, and Saved Search. In the My Listings, I can manage all the listings that I have uploaded, I have added to this website. I can mark the listings as sold, as featured. I can disable them so they will be hidden from my website, or I can simply modify the existing listings. To add new listings, simply I'm gonna click on the Add Your Item button and it will bring me to the listing creation page. To delete the listing, I'm gonna click on Disable button and click on the trash icon, so it will be deleted from the website forever. I will not do it now. By clicking Edit button, it brings me to this page. Let's say now I'm gonna add some more features, and I will, let's say, update the price of it, not 23,000, maybe 24,000, and click on Add Listing button. Here you can see it has been added to 24,000, and we have added some additional car features. To go back to the profile, I can just click on that button, or here you can see there are My Items, Favorites, and Saved Search tabs. You can just do the quick access them from here as well. The next tab is My Favorites. Basically, this is your wish list. You can save listings as your favorites and they will be stored in the My Favorites tab. Let's say now we have 5 of them, and click on that button again and it will be removed from My Favorites list. I can add listings to my favorites by clicking on this tiny star icons on the inventory page, and inside of the single listing page there is also star icon, this tiny button that adds the listing to my favorite lists. Okay, the next step that we see is settings. I can go there by clicking the gear icon, or profile settings. There users can provide their first name, last name, and other information about themselves like biographical info and their social network links. They can change the password right from here as well, and to save the change on this page they have to enter their current password and click on the Save Change button, then it will be saved. And the last tab, maybe you don't have this tab on your profile now because this is a part of the Saved Search add-on, which we'll cover later in this video in the Pro Addons section. But I can give you a spoiler. If you go to inventory and let's say search for certified used Focus or Lamborghini 2023 with a mileage 15 to 20,000, you may not find any listings that meets your search. There you can save this search, and this saved search will be displayed here. And once there is a new listing or listings on the website available that fits your search, they will be displayed here and you will be notified via email. So this is how saved search add-on works. Great, this is the last step of the profile. Basically, I've explored it by the eye of the private seller. However, I can do it for dealer as well. Dealers will have few more sections in the profile settings. They will have special company section there. However, the rest of the settings are completely same. I can upgrade to dealer by clicking on the button. Usually dealers will have slightly more limits than private sellers. And there is also a link to my public profile, which is accessible to all users. Great, now we know about listing management and how to manage the custom fields as well. I think it's time to see what kind of settings we have in the Motors plugin. To go to the plugin settings, you can follow the WordPress dashboard, Motors plugin, then settings. The settings of the Motors has been organized into several tabs, and each tab may consist of some sub-tabs. I will quickly overview each tab and focus on some important settings, because if we cover each and every setting that we have in the settings, maybe this video will take more than 2 or 3 hours. Okay, in that case, let's start. In the first appearance tab, we can change the colors of our website. It is more related to changing the appearance of the website, so we'll dip into this tab once we see the appearance of the plugin. I will go to the profile. So profile tab consists of 3 different sub-tabs: general, user, and dealer. Here we can set some limits to the profiles and give some privileges to the users in the Motors plugin. As we are seeing the profile tab, I think it's time to talk about the user roles we have in the Motors. We have 4 different user roles in Motors. The first one is administrator. Administrator has a full access to anything on the website. So far, we are making changes by the side of the administrator. Administrator can do anything he wants. The next one is listing manager. Listing manager is a user who deals with the listings. He has access to the backend of the website and access to change the custom fields and listings in a way that he wants. However, listing manager do not have access to change any of the plugin settings or other related website settings. The next 2 user roles are private sellers or subscribers and dealers. There are some differences between dealer and private seller. Basically, all of the users in the Motors can add listings, items, cars to the platform. However, dealer have some more limits, and they have different public profile page than private sellers. Both private seller and dealer do not have access to the backend of the website. They will change their listings and do the management on the front end. They do not have access to change the custom fields as well. Now let me show you how the profile management works in Motors. I have signed in the system as dealer. However, the process is the same for private sellers as well. Users should press on the profile button on the header, and they will be redirected to the profile page. Basically, this is a profile page. It consists of 3 different tabs. They are namely my inventory, my favorites, and profile settings. In the inventory, the listings that I have owned will be displayed. There I can check the number of visits to the listings. We can see the 0, but this one is 6, which means 6 visits this listing has. And 4 times users checked my phone number. Listings can be marked as sold, or can be disabled, or can be modified. And all of this process will happen in the front end. Like if I click on the edit, listing creation form will be opened. Any change that I made here will be affected to my listing. So let me go back. And on the next tab, very simple, my favorite vehicles will be displayed. The last one is about profile settings. So here users can upload their image and provide other information related to their business. For dealers, it is pretty expanded. Like dealers can upload their logo and provide the information about their company and their website URL, their working hours, their location, and other details. For private sellers, they do not have logo and company website URL and some bunch of the settings. And all of the users will have their public profiles like this. You can check and provide the user roles in the website by following WordPress dashboard and special users tab. If you click on it, you can see the list of the users we have on our system. If I edit any of the users, there is a special setting called role. So this is the user role. If I open the drop down, you can see there are STM dealer, listing manager, subscriber, and administrator user roles. So those 4 user roles are functioning. The rest of the user roles are default WordPress user roles which do not function with our plugin. Subscriber is private seller. You can change the user role of the user simply selecting it from here and clicking on the update user button. If I go to the list of the users, here you can see the role of this particular user changed to listing manager. Okay, let's continue. In the general subtab of the profile, you can enable or disable the new user registration and dealer registration on your website. And you can manage the listings display options in the profile. Let's move to the next tab, which is user. Here, the user-specific limits and privileges can be managed. One of them is free listing submission. You can enable free listing submission to users. A user is just a private seller or subscriber. So I can set the listing publication limit or image limit per listing. If you remember, we have enabled listing pre-moderation feature, which means if the user submits the listing, it will have pending status, and until admin approves it, it will not be displayed on the website. If you enable the send confirmation email, once the listing will get approval from the admin, he will be notified via email. The next step is for dealers. It has almost the same settings with user, but usually you will assign more limits to the dealer for free listing submission. Let's say not 5 but 50 listing publication limit, not let's say 5 images but 10 images. And there is also listing pre-moderation feature for dealer, but you can disable it. And we have one more section, as you see, which is dealer rating. Dealers will have ratings and they can be managed in the special dealer reviews tab on our dashboard. Only admin can see and modify, publish the reviews for the dealers. This is for those users, whole dealer feature is for those users who want to create a marketplace in his website to let other dealers publish their listings on your website. But if you are a private seller, if you own just one company, dealer feature is not super handy for you. You can edit the labels for dealer rating and see the result on the front end. And at the same time, you can enable the dealer review moderation. New reviews for the dealers will not be displayed unless admin approves it from the dealer reviews tab. Let's move to the next tab, which is social login. So this is a part of the social login add-on. We'll see it on the Pro Addons tab as well. Basically what it does, it lets users to sign in or sign up to your website using their social accounts of Google and Facebook. If I enable it, the new extra fields will appear. I have to provide client ID and client secret keys to their designated areas, but first I have to create apps and obtain these credentials from Google and Facebook. It takes some time. However, if you go to help and click on the documentation, the link brings you to the documentation of the plugin. Here you can find documentation for each and every feature and setting of the plugin, including social login. On this manual, you can learn how to generate and obtain credentials from Google and Facebook to make the social login function work on your website. But I will not show it in this video because it's also some time-consuming feature. I will leave the links on the description. Just obtain your credentials and paste there, click on the Save Settings button, and it will be applied on your website. automatically. For now, I will disable it. The next step is monetization. This is for those users who want to charge their users for some of their service. There are 3 ways that you can charge your users. The first one is become a dealer button. You can offer private sellers to become dealers on your platform. So if you enable the setting, a special become a dealer button will be displayed on the profile page of the private seller, so they can upgrade their user role to the dealer. Once you receive funds, you can change the user role manually, as I shown, using the users tab of the WordPress. The next one is charge for listing submissions. You can indicate the price that users need to pay for each listing submission and the duration for which each paid submission will remain active in days. For example, if I enter 10, users should have to pay $10 for one listing, and it will be active in 30 days on my website. This is another way that you can charge your users. Or another way is to monetize featured listings. If you remember, featured listings will be displayed on the top of our inventory page and will have a special featured badge. So you can indicate the featured listing label here and the price for those listing and the duration that they will have the featured status. But I don't want to create them because I am creating a website for my own company, not for the marketplace. That's why I don't want to do it. And you can accept funds via PayPal only. For now, you have to create special app in the PayPal and provide the credentials to their designated areas in the plugin settings, which is here. I recommend you to follow up the documentation to obtain credentials from PayPal as well. So let's move to the next tab, which is pages. Here you have to indicate the core pages of the plugin. So usually it will automatically done by the plugin itself. Let's assume if one of these pages is missing. Basically, choose page means the compare page is missing, so we do not assign any page to compare as a compare page. I'm gonna save the settings and refresh the page. Here you can see we will have generate page button, so do not worry if there is any page missing there. You can regenerate the page by clicking this button. One click and they will be regenerated and assigned automatically. I think you know about the page because I have talked about and explained them in the Motors setup wizard in the beginning of our video. What listings page, compare page, profile page, listing creation page, pricing plans page. If you are using motor skins, they will be created and crafted with good UI and UX. But if you want to use another theme, you have to indicate the page from your theme to here. The page of the WordPress or of your website can be managed using page tab of the WordPress. Let's move to the next one, which is Google services. We have integrated two of the Google services in this tab. The first one is Google Maps. Google Maps is used to indicate some specific location of the vehicle. If you remember, we saw it in the listing management. To do it, we have to get Google Maps API key from Google. I encourage you to follow up the documentation as well to obtain the credentials. And once you got your API key, insert it here. So this is also a free feature. It is free to get Google Maps API. And there is also an availability to add a custom pin image displayed on Google Maps, like this. Just upload your image here. And the reCAPTCHA, if you enable, you'll see two extra fields that you have to insert your public key and secret key that you're gonna get from Google. So this is also one of the free services of the Google, and it helps to keep your website clean from bots, from floods and spam. The last and one of the most important tabs is shortcodes. If you decided not to use Elementor Page Builder, or if you want to use another theme rather than motor skins, you can give the functionality of the plugin using one of these shortcodes. We have a lot of them, and in the descriptions you can see what kind of their attributes and how you can deal with, or you can stick with the documentation for the brief usage of these shortcuts. Just copy any of the shortcuts and paste it to your page directly. For example, if I add a new page and let's say lorem ipsum, and I'm gonna add shortcut, this one, I will paste motors listing inventory, and if I publish the page, here you can see the result. So this is the inventory page of our plugin. This is how it works. By the way, on the top of the settings, we have a special search field which you can use to search any of the settings easily. And there is a link to the feature request. If you want to add some feature to the motors, you can write down in our public board, which is the request with the most votes will be considered and implemented. And in the help, you can find the useful links to the documentation and to get the premium support, and the Facebook community, which experienced users will share their knowledge, and you may ask questions there and get your answer. Great, this was a quick tour about the motors settings. Now let's start seeing the rest of the menus in the motors plugin one by one. I will explain each of them quickly. Starting from listing templates. Basically, on this menu, we will choose the listing template that will be used to display listing page details. And the next one is listing page details. So in this menu, you will control and manage the settings for the listing page details or the single listing page. It has been organized into 4 different tabs. The first one is general. In the general tab, you mainly work with the optimizing image. You can implement image cropping to all of the newly uploaded images, like give the width and height in pixels to the images. They will be cropped and standardized like this. And you can also input image size and limit in kilobytes. That will apply to users, not to administrator. Administrator does not have any limits. The next step is page layout. Each of the setting has very clear descriptions and preview buttons, which you can just hover and see how it will look on the page. If you are following the same steps with me, guys, you should have a single listing page constructed with Elementor. If you remember, we have chosen it in the listing templates page. But for those users who do not use Elementor, the plugin uses the default template, and those settings in the page layout section are responsible to change the settings on this default template. But we are using Elementor, so even if I change the settings on this page, it will not affect on my single listing page. I should have changed it through Elementor because it has been constructed using Elementor. Let me show it in action what I mean. If I click on Edit, in a new tab, this is the listing page details. I will switch this tab and open page layout. This is our current page layout. Changing the settings from here will not affect this one because it has been constructed by Elementor. This will be applied to the shortcode generated page. For example, PDF brochure button. It enables users to download the PDF brochure just in a single listing page according to our setting. However, to enable it, you have to come there and find the widget appropriately. For example, you can see the buttons are being displayed here in the modern template. Click on it, and here you can see the print button setting here. So it is coming from Elementor, not from shortcut. To display this button, I have to turn it on from here, and it will be added like this. And after you made change here, click on the publish button and it will be implemented on your website. But to those users who use different theme and that are not using Elementor, you can change those settings from this tab. Okay, let's continue. The next step, loan calculator. On this page, you can set up the settings for the loan calculator, which you can use to let your users to calculate estimation prices for their loans. Indicate the default interest rate, default loan term, and down payment amount and down payment percent. These two guys are responsible for the percent mode of the loan and other settings for the static version. The loan calculator will use this formula to calculate the price. Great, let's move on. Features list. If you remember, we have talked about features lists once we saw the listing management as well. Here, you can create new features list. Let's say we have Windows features list, and you can add features related to Windows here, like panoramic roof, wiper tinted glass, sunroof, backup camera. Maybe this is wrong, like you can just click on this button and it will be removed. For example, I can create a list multimedia, and I can add features related to it. Maybe we have Bluetooth. Yeah, we have it. CD maybe, yeah, CD player. If you want to create a new feature, just click on that button and touchpad, multimedia, monitor, let's say. I'm gonna add it so it will be easily added, and click on the save button. And this features list will be available in the listing creation. Okay, this was about listing page details. Let's move to the next one, which is add listing form. So this is the form that users will use to add listings on your website. Click on the preview page button and it brings you to the listing creation page, which is this one. You can come to this page by clicking add your item button as well. It does the same job with the listing manager that we saw on the backend of the website. Here you can see that there are the custom fields, the description, image gallery, video gallery. So there are the featured list. Here you can see the multimedia we have just added: Bluetooth, CD player, touchpad multimedia, monitor, price. So just same. On the listing creation form subtab of the add listing form, mainly you will change the titles and the descriptions of the particular settings. Use the preview buttons to see how they look on the front end. Now I think they are okay, so I will not touch any of the settings, but if you want, you can enable or disable some of the settings here and edit the description and the labels for those sections on the listing creation form. In the layout builder tab, you can change the order of the displayments of these sections, like seller note, gallery, video features, price, and details. If you want to disable this feature, just use the dragging and dropping and it will be disabled. What means if you disable the section from the listing creation form? It means it will not be displayed to the users and they will not enter any information about, let's say, seller's note or plans, or let's say if I do like this, they will not be able to add videos once they are creating a listing. It is recommended not to put price and details to the disabled column because it is something which is crucial and the whole meaning of the listing lies on the price and the details. You can change the order also by using dragging and dropping feature. Once you are done, click on the save settings. Great, it was about listing creation form. Now let's move to the search results page. Search results page is our inventory. So on this menu, we will change the behavior and the settings, some settings of our inventory. It has been organized into 3 tabs, which is general, currency, and listing info card. In the general, you can set the number of featured listings for the list view, like this. It is 3 now. And the same for the grid view, which is this one. If you remember, we have enabled SEO-friendly URL and image sliding on hover settings in the motor setup wizard. You can use the preview buttons to see how they look. The next one is currency. Here you have to set the currency for your website. If you remember it, we already did it once we saw the motor setup wizard. So the next and most important part of the search results page is the listing info card tab. So basically on this tab, we're gonna customize the listing info card of the inventory page. So we have settings for the two different view modes, for the grid and for the list. But first, let's start with the first setting, which is auto-generate listing title. So basically what the setting does is it automatically creates listing titles based on custom fields on our website. You have to use the curly brackets to pull the data, like curly brackets and make will display the make of the listing field, like BMW. And the model, let's say BMW 7 Series 760 Li. So this is the model. And you can put any custom fields inside of the curly braces. Let's say write down body. So body of the vehicle will be displayed. I'm gonna remove the car here. Next setting is to choose default desktop view layout for listings. As I said, we have grid view, which are this, and we have list. For the grid, now we have 5 different modes available: classic, modern, elegant, luxury, and compact. And based on the listing card skin that you have selected, the rest of the settings will change. For example, if I select modern, we will have more settings here. Now I will teach how to customize them. Let's start for the grid one. If you select modern, you will have field for listing logo setting. Now in the previews, you can see the make logo is being displayed as the field logo. Hyundai, BMW, Mercedes, you can change it by using this setting. If you select, let's say, body, the image of the body of the vehicle will be displayed instead of the make logo. But I prefer to display the make, so it's super okay for me. There is also an availability to set the listing title max length, and the rest of the settings are similar for the listing details page, and mainly they consist of the name of the feature, then show as button. Here you can see we have show as button setting in each setting on this page. For example, we have test drive button. You can disable test drive button just using this toggle. If you enable it, you can go to the test drive by hovering these 3 dots. Here you can see there is a 3 dots. But in case if you enable show as button setting, it will not be displayed inside of the 3 dots, but it will be displayed as a separate button, like in the preview. You can provide the button title and select the icon for this particular setting. For example, for the test drive, so I'm gonna select for wheel, I'm gonna select this one. And this is the preview. You can change the icon size and the icon color to whatever you want. And you can apply the same process to the rest of the settings, like share listing button, search for share, and choose the icon. For the PDF brochure, you can customize the info card in a style you want. You can apply the same process for changing the list info card. We have classic, modern, elegant, compact, and luxury skins for the list cards as well. The settings are same. Use the preview buttons to see how they look, and provide the button title, button icon, and change it according to your needs. Great, this was about the listing info card and search results page. So let's move to the next one, which is search filters. On this page, we have a bunch of settings related to the search filter of the inventory page. And the settings also have the preview buttons. You can use them to check how they look on the front end as well. The first setting lets us to choose the default sorting option for the search filter. You can see there are a lot of options. I'm gonna choose, let's say, price highest first as a default sorting option. However, users can change it on their way on the inventory page. It's just a default option. The next one is sort by listing categories. So you can enable sorting by custom fields on the search filter, and there will be displayed only the custom fields which have a numeric data type. Mileage, price, fuel consumption, fuel economy. So they are the custom fields which have numeric data type. We cannot see car model, car make, or transmission custom fields there because their type is not numeric. Logically, you can only sort by numbers, yeah? Use WordPress search for listings. Basically, this setting will not affect your search filter. It will not be displayed in the search filter. But what it does, in the home page, we have a bunch of quick search filters, and if you enable it, once users use these quick searches, they will be redirected to the default WordPress search page. And we have another two settings: search by keywords and filter by features. And they will add special fields to the search filter. For example, search by keywords adds a text input field where you can use your keywords to find out the vehicle unit on the search filter. And filter by features adds a field that lets you choose additional features for the cars to filter them. And the next step is about saved search. We're gonna see it once we saw the Pro Addons. This is the part of the add-on. And to display something here, you have to go to Pro Addons page and enable the Saved Search add-on. If I go back to search filters, now there will be display the settings of Saved Search add-on. So let's move to the next tab on our menu. So we have seen the custom fields, it is email template manager. So another great feature of the motors is that it has a email template manager for different events. Here you can see the list of events where the system will send emails. For example, welcome. This is a welcoming email to those users who newly registered on your website. And let's look at the interface. We have the subject of the email and the email body, and the available shortcuts that can be used within this template. In the email body, you can use the visual editor using what you see and what you get editor, or if you switch to the text mode, here you can get or provide the HTML code for this particular email. So you can use the HTML language to craft your emails better. And when it comes to shortcuts, they will be replaced by the system automatically. When the system sends the email, just copy the shortcut and paste it to the correct place. But do not place the text inside of the shortcuts. If you change it, they will not function correctly. There are different shortcuts for different events. Once you are done, click on the Save Change button and it will be implemented immediately. So these were about the motors plugin and its core settings. To enable the Pro Addons, you can follow the WordPress dashboard, the motors plugin, then Pro Addons tab. We have 3 available premium add-ons for motors, namely VIN Decoder, Saved Search, and Social Login. Let's start with VIN Decoder. To enable the add-on, just use the toggle and to go to add-on settings, click on the gear icon, and the system brings you to the settings of the add-on. So what is a VIN Decoder? VIN Decoder is a special tool that lets you decode the vehicle information, characteristics, and its history using the VIN number, vehicle identification number. We have 5 available VIN Decoder providers. Only one VIN Decoder provider can be active at a time. If you activate another, let's say if I activate the VIN Audit now, the NHTSA VIN Decoder provider will be deactivated immediately. Some of the VIN Decoder providers requires to obtain API credentials to make them work. NHTSA they does not require, just activate it and it will function. However, Market Check, VIN Audit, VIN Decoder, and the databases of the Ministry of Transportation of Israel, they require their API keys to be inserted. If I, let's say, activate VIN Decoder, NHDSA will be deactivated automatically, but I want to use NHDSA as an example. To obtain credentials for them, I encourage you to have a look at the documentation. Anyway, you will use only one of them and you will obtain credentials only once. Great. Once you choose your provider, you have to create a separate page for VIN Decoder. We have a special Elementor widget for it, or you can paste the widget whatever you want on your web page. So now I will show you as an example by creating a new page. So go to WordPress, then pages, then add new page. I will edit the page with Elementor. First, I will add heading just to give some better look. The text will be the decode your win, let's say. Yeah, I want it to be H1. After that, you can click on the plus button and search for VIN Decoder. And here's the widget that we need. Just use dragging and dropping and it will be pasted here. You can show the try a sample VIN button or hide it and change the text of the button apply. This one, edit the placeholder and the rest of the settings. Once you are ready, click on the publish button and the page will be published. So let me have a look. So this is our widget now. If I try a sample VIN number and click on apply button, here you can see the information about the vehicle with this VIN number is being displayed here. The result may be different for different VIN Decoder providers. This is a sample response for NHDSA. Great, now we know about VIN Decoder. Let's move on. The next one is saved search. If I enable it and click on the gear icon, it will bring me to the search filters, then saved search tab. Let me explain the logic of the saved search add-on. Let's assume you need a new Chevrolet Malibu. If you go to the inventory and search for that particular vehicle, you may not find it. However, after 1 week, maybe there will appear a new listing of a Chevrolet Malibu on this website. However, you don't know about it. But if you save this your search, you will be notified with an email if there is such a new listing added to the website. So here you have to indicate the occurrences of the email in days and the limit for the saved search. I'll write down, let's say 7, so user will be notified once in a week. Once you are done with the settings, we'll go to front end of our website, go to inventory, and we have to add a special widget of the saved search to here. So I'm gonna edit this page with Elementor, click on this button. Here you can see there is a special place for it. I will search for saved search, this one. I will drag and drop it to this place and click on the publish button, and we can view the page. Here you can see if I, let's say, search for new Chevrolet Malibu. So I did some change on the search filter. I can save this search by clicking on this button and you can see it is saved. I can check it from the profile. Here you can see I have one saved search. You can click on it and it is being displayed. I have searched for new Chevrolet Malibu. It was about saved search. Last premium add-on we have a social login. I think you already know about it. I have already explained it. It lets users to sign in or sign up your website using one of the social profiles of the Google or Facebook. Click on the gear icon and it will bring you to the special page of the Motors plugin settings. Name it social login. You can enable Facebook and Google and provide credentials. Once you are done, click on the Save Settings button. Since the beginning of the video, we are using the native themes of the Motors plugin, which have been built by the Elementor page builder, and they call it Motor Skins. You can access them by following WordPress dashboard, then Motors plugin, then Motor Skins tab. Here you can see the available skins. Now we have classic version installed. Moreover, we have luxury skin, you can install it. And we have 3 different skins which are coming soon. Maybe they are already available by the time you are watching this video. You can easily do the import and install the skin with one click. However, on this page there are a bunch of useful links. You can check the changelog and check the system status. At the same time, there is a special link to change the header and footer of our website. Click on it and it will bring you to the UAE. It stands for Ultimate Addons for Elementor, and there is a special header and footer builder tab. So formerly this plugin known as header and footer builder for Elementor. We have Elementor header and footer. We can edit them using Elementor. Before going there, I want you to explain the menu of our WordPress website. The menus come from the appearance, then menus. Here you can see we have a menu selected which is called Motors menu. And the Motors menu we have selected Home, Inventory, Pricing Plans, Dealers List as tabs. If you want to add any other tab to navbar, you can do it by selecting the page from here. Let's say I want to add VIN Decoder. I'm gonna click on it and add to menu. Here you can see it has been added to the menu. This is how you can change the items on menu. Once you are done, click on the save button. If you want to add a sub page, you can just do like this, and now VIN decoding is inside of a dealer's list. Let's say I want to do something like this, and I'm gonna save the menu. So great. Now let's go back to header and footer changing. Go to header and footer builder tab, and I'm gonna edit header first with Elementor. This is the user interface of the Elementor. On top, you can change the responsivity of the page for desktop, for tablets, and for the phones. On the left side, you can see there is a sidebar, consists of different widgets and the settings for the selected widgets. Now, no any widgets selected on my page, that's why you are watching available widgets to add to our page. But if I select any of the widgets, you can see the sidebar has been changed. And we have special structure, how to call it, let's say menu or navigation. If I select any of the widget, it will show me appropriate hierarchy where this widget is located. Now, let's say this one is selected, it's located in this column, inside intersection, then this one, then this one. Here you can see there's a special I button. You can entirely hide it to see in which section you are playing. You can change this image to match your brand. Click on choose image button and upload any image from your computer. It will be displayed here. And this one is menu. This is coming from WordPress menu. Now Motors menu has been selected. If you remember, these are the menus on our website. Now if you catch pricing plans located inside of the dealers list. If you select any widget, edit navigation menu will show you 3 different tabs. The first one is content. In the content, some behavior of the structure can be managed. Like it's different for this widget, content tab is different for this widget, and it's different for this one and different for this one. So it differs by the widget, so we cannot tell exactly what is located in the content. Basically, you can change the content of the widget in this tab. However, in the style, it is almost same for all. You can change the paddings, vertical and horizontal, and play with the typography. If there is a moment that you have to change the color, you can use this one, and you can apply the global colors on our website. If you remember, we have a special appearance tab, and there's a special setting, apply these colors globally in Elementor. So they are this one, primary, secondary, text, and accent. The last tab is advanced. In the advanced tab, you can play with the margins and paddings from the both sides. from four sides, sorry, top, right, bottom, and left, and the bunch of other settings which you can play and change the structure according to your needs. So this is how you can play. If you delete the widget, just click on the delete button and it will be deleted. Once you are ready, after making some change, so let me change let's say a little bit, click on the publish button and it will be immediately applied. To go back to the WordPress, click on this button and exit to WordPress. It was about changing the motors header. Footer of the website can also be changed with the same process. Edit with Elementor, and that's it. Now let me show you how to change a website page. I will go to frontend. Now I'm on the homepage of my website. If you browse the web page as an administrator and see Edit with Elementor button on the toolbar, it means that this page has been constructed using Elementor. To edit it, simply click on the Edit with Elementor button. Alternatively, you can follow the WordPress dashboard, page, all page, and choose desired page and click on the Edit with Elementor button from here as well. Now I will go ahead and click on it. Now it is much more visible. Now you can see the borders of these sections, or let's say blocks. But in Elementor, these things call it widgets. Each widget has its own unique function. For example, this widget is called, let's say I'm going to click on it and you can see this is a listings search tabs. So it enables me to quickly search the listings on my website. Like I can go to certified user and select the Ferrari, and you can see there are a number of available cars on my website. I'm go ahead and click on the button and it will bring me to the inventory. Or this widget, it is called heading. It's obvious, it is just a heading. I can freely modify it. For example, I'm gonna add motors style mix. And the next one I can also add, I'm gonna, let's say, remove the user part, like this. I can also change the color of the heading. To do it, I have to go to Style tab, and here you can see the text color. You can change it to red, blue, or whatever the color you want and match your brand, but white is okay for now. Great. So to modify the widgets, just click on them. For example, now you can see there are 8 listings is being displayed in the listings grid tabs widget. I want to, let's say, to display 6 listings and by 3, like this. You can play with the other available settings on the content tab. Actually, I want to show you, let's say, one sample example. We're gonna add one more section between this contact us and sell your car right here part. Just click on there. And to add widget there, you can use this button or press this add element button and scroll down until you find motors. And here you can see the all available motors widgets that you can use to construct pages. Now let's say I'm gonna add listing categories masonry. I'm gonna go ahead and paste it here. I will not explain what the function of it, you're gonna just understand on the way. Let me add an item. First I'm gonna select custom field, make, let's say, and I will select Chevrolet. For the image, I'm gonna select the Chevy image, this one, let's say. And here, I will go ahead and add another item. It will also be a make, and it will be, let's say, Ferrari. For the Ferrari, I'm gonna select the picture of Ferrari. Then I'm gonna add another item from make condition. Let's say it will be Mercedes-Benz, and I'm gonna select the picture of Mercedes-Benz. Here it is. And let's say the last one will be BMW. And here is the BMW. Now I think you got the logic. So basically the main function of this widget is to display the custom fields using pictures and to get this kind of beautiful look for this section. I'm gonna change the title of it from category. I'm gonna say, let's say browse by, it will also be make. You can play with the other settings as well. This content tab is unique for all widgets, as I mentioned earlier. Now you see there's a tiny gap between this section and this section. What I can do is to move to advanced tab, and I will add some margin to it. First, I'm gonna unlink the values from here, and I will add, let's say 30 pixel margin to the bottom part. Now you can see there is enough gap between contact us and this widget. Great. You can change the numbers. Let's say I'm gonna change it to 77 and edit the working hours, your address, and for the map, go ahead and click on the pencil icon and provide your location, and you can change the zooming options or the height of the map and etc. and the rest of the settings. Once you are done, click on the publish button and the page will be updated. To check it, I'm gonna go ahead and click on the view page button. Here you can catch the word style mix and new and used cars. Great, also has 6 cars now. And this is our section, new widget. If I go ahead and click on Chevrolet, let's say, now it opens the inventory page with only Chevrolet cars. Like this, you can edit the rest of the page, including the inventory page as well. And now I'm seeing edit with Elementor button. For the listing templates, this one, you have to go to WordPress dashboard, and from there you're gonna find listing templates menu as I shown before, and we have 4 templates. You can go ahead and click on the add button, and it brings you to the page that lets you to modify it with Elementor. The single listing page also constructed with Elementor. We have a special motors single listing category there, and it consists of a lot of customizable widgets. Just use the dragging and dropping feature to add them like this. No, I don't need it, sorry. It should be at the bottom, this one. And here you go. Once you're ready, click on the publish button and it will immediately be applied on your website. That's all, my dears. Now you can build your car dealership website on your own using the Motors plugin. No any coding skills are required. If you find the video useful, please smash the like button and subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to address them in the comment section. Thanks for watching.